Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
Welcome to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and we're still in the season of love, baby. We're gonna talk about it. Whether you're in a relationship or you're looking for that ideal mate, well, we've got some people who can hook you up with finding that partner you're looking for. All right, well, we're starting off with relationship experts, and they're actually a couple. We got Rio and Micca Watkins. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for bringing us to the living room.
Yeah,
like, it's amazing. Like, we love it in here. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about love. And, you know, the pink really gives off that lovey vibe. So when people turn to you because they're looking for that ideal mate, what are you guys telling them they need to do? What's the breakdown?
Wow. That's a good question. You know, a lot of people that come to us at first, they start to give up on love in the first place. They see everybody else falling in love. They see it on TV, but they wonder, is it actually for me? So that's the first thing. We got to actually let you know that love still exists and it exists for you. That's first and foremost.
Okay, so when they're coming to you, they've already been broken down and they're like, it ain't happening, but listen, I'm lonely, so hopefully you can find me somebody to just partner with, like roommate with, not necessarily love.
Right.
Sometimes it's, I've tried everything and I feel like giving up, so I might as well try this one last thing, right?
How do we get successful? What are you seeing people are failing at?
Wow. I think people date without a strategy. I think people date for attention and not with intention. We can have a whole thing for that, right?
For attention not with intention.
Not with intention. So you find people that are dating willy-nilly with no plan. And we know this dating pool has a lot of pee in it. So if you don't have a strategy, you know, you're really going to be planning to fail. So you got to have a game plan if you want to do dating right.
I was like,
you know
that joke was good.
Seriously.
That was slide. You didn't catch it. You didn't catch it.
The funny thing is singles actually say that. Like, they come to us and they're like, I'm so tired.
I mean, the apps weren't working. They turned to you. How do you make them successful? How are you able to help them find an ideal mate?
Go ahead.
We got a whole strategy.
Okay.
So we work with them over, you know, a period of time, and 3 basic things that we take them through. They got to be clear on their vision. They got to have a plan. We put that plan together, and they got to be ready to take some type of action.
Okay, this sounds like a business plan.
It is.
It's
You
our
have to think about
framework
it like
within
that.
our business,
You got to think about it like that.
That's what works.
People don't think about relationships like a business, but it kind of is. If you think about who you're going to marry, who you're going to spend your life with, who you're going to build with, you got to think about setting it up in that type of mindset. And a lot of people just date, especially black folks, we date for emotion, but you also got to date for like building the foundation and building for the future. So you got to have a plan. And if you're just out here just dating based on chemistry, you're really not doing enough. And that's what we teach people. How do we dig deeper and really date with real intent?
Exactly.
And you brought up, you know, that black people are different. Are you seeing that your black clients, that love is just unique and you have to take a different approach and strategy?
What we find, and there's studies that show this, right? Especially for black women, we focus on getting the bag, you know, we want to make all the money, the career, all the degrees, like 3, 4, 5 degrees. And by the time you get to the point where you're later in life, you're like, oh, wait, I want this relationship though. I want the family. Hold on, I'm running out of time. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But in other cultures, it's almost like they grew up and they were bred for family. Go to college, make sure you snag the football player, make sure you snag the ball player. By the time they're coming out of college, they're like, okay, I'm getting ready to walk down the aisle.
Wow.
Right? Nothing wrong with it, but it's something that we have to think about. And that's why knowing where you want to go with relationships and even seeing great examples of great healthy relationships, it tells you that you could still focus on the degrees, the career, all of that, and the relationship at the same time.
That's right.
So do you believe you can have it all?
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely can have it all.
100%, yes.
You can have it all, but you can't have it all, again, unless you really are intentional about what that means to you. Because having it all, everybody has a different degree of what they call it all.
Right.
So you really have to get clear on what you call all. What is success in a relationship to you? And you can't date like everybody else. You got to date how it's best for you and your lifestyle and what you want to do.
Right.
So we're really big on that. Like, you date to how you want to date and how you want to live. And let's get clear on that part. You can't date like mom and dad. Date like you. Okay,
so what are you seeing with your clients as far as how long it takes to finding this love? Is it years? Is it months? Have you seen weeks, days?
So we have seen weeks. I think the fastest we've seen was less than 2 weeks. We started working with someone, we put her strategy together, she put the play. We actually went into one of our groups and someone posted, "Thank you, Rio and Micca, for your work. You let me meet my wife." And I'm like, who is this? Because I didn't know who he was. But then I looked at the photo and she was in the photo. It was a photo of them out on, I think it was their 3rd date or something like that. That's how we knew she found someone, and it was less than 2 weeks since we had originally started working with her.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so for people at home who want to, do this, you guys have a conference coming up here in Houston.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we have a huge conference coming up on the 23rd of February through the 25th. It is Love Con weekend. It's Love Weekend, all right?
I love it.
If you're single, in a relationship, no matter if you're in a situationship, you need to be in the building. Some of y'all in those too. So you got to be in the building. But it's going to be a lot of great conversations like we're having today, but also a whole lot of fun. We have some VIP clients coming down, and we're also, this is the biggest part. Can I say this part real quick?
He really enjoys
this is the part I get excited about.
All right, come on.
All right.
Let's go. You know the
There's a
Nightcap.
sexy pajama party going down on the 24th. That Friday at nighttime. Listen, it's going down. Sexy pajama party. Don't bring your moo-moo, and don't bring those turned over ballerina shoes.
No, that's not sexy. I mean,
those ain't sexy.
moo-moos are comfortable.
Right, but
they're not sexy.
This ain't the spot.
We said
No,
sexy pajamas,
That's
right?
Sexy pajamas.
All right, well, speaking of sexy, one of the speakers is going to be Donna Savage, and we're actually going to head to the bar to talk to her, but Devin is here, and he's going to be mixing up some black girl magic, so stick around. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about love and black love and just celebrating it all together. But I'm behind the bar now with my guy, Devin, bar manager at Urban Social. And you're here to do what, baby?
Back
that glass up.
baby.
That's right. See, I made him say baby. All right, you are going to shake something up.
Yeah.
What you got?
All right, so we have some Reposado tequila, Don Julio, my personal favorite. Then we have a little simple syrup, a little lemon juice, grapefruit, and then we're gonna top it off with champagne.
Everybody's loving Repo because it's just, I don't know why it's the trendy drink
They think it's
right
better
now.
for their aftermath experience.
Oh,
so,
they think so.
Yeah, they think so.
And why Don Julio over Casa? Because everybody's like, Casamigos Repo, oh my God.
Wow.
Why would I go with
Me
Don Julio?
personally, I think it's a little too sweet.
Oh, it's too sweet.
This
Okay,
is classic. This is
classic.
classic.
He's letting you know. All right, and you
Yeah.
didn't say the name of this drink. What is it?
So this is a Black Girl Magic.
Okay,
We're celebrating
come
Black History
on.
Month.
Yes. All right, so shake it on up.
Let's do it. So we're gonna add some ice in this shaker.
So is this an easy drink people can make at home?
I think it's fairly easy. It's somewhat of a remix to a classic cocktail that we all know called a French 75.
Yes.
But we're gonna do Reposado tequila instead and add some grapefruit. So it's
Ooh.
a really easy ingredient. So we're gonna do 1.5 ounces of tequila.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
And so what's Urban Social like? Like, I haven't been there yet, but I be seeing y'all on social media, and y'all are a vibe.
It is a vibe Monday through Sunday.
Monday?
Every single day, 7 days a week, 365. It's always a vibe.
Okay. Well,
Some of the hottest DJs in town, best bartenders in town, if I must say.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? So we're gonna make one.
All right.
Shake it up real good. All right.
Nice.
Yep. And pour it in our flute, and then we're gonna add champagne right on top. And you can garnish it if you want to make it a little pretty. I like to do a lemon twist.
Yeah, and it's a very delicate lemon twist you got to
Yeah, for sure. Top it off with champagne, just like that anyhow champagne works. I got some lemon twist already made and prepared over here that we're gonna use. Bing, bada, boom. That's it.
So you're just gonna leave it there, or you gonna?
We're gonna drink it. You gonna have one with me?
Yeah, come on.
Let's do it. Black History Month.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Oh yeah, and you taste that.
That's good.
Tequila up in here, baby. And I need that because we're about to talk about sexuality and sensuality with the coach, Donna Savage. We're gonna get into it, right?
Yes, we are.
All right, well, stick around because she's got all that tea, honey. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about love, baby, and I'm here with sensuality coach Donna Savage. You're actually going to be speaking at the Love Con, right?
Yes, I will be.
And I'm enjoying a black girl magic. And earlier we heard Micca talk about how black women are so career focused and just looking at the end before they think about joining a relationship. How do they open up to that? How do they got to get their minds right in order to accept love?
The thing about it is, in terms of Black girls accepting love, it's all a mental thing. So it's coming from, they've seen their mother and their grandmother and all the women in their family always constantly working, so they don't understand how to be feminine, how to open up feminine energy in learning how to receive. Because we're mothers, we're fathers, we're caregivers, we're just constantly going, right? So what's happening now with all these women is that we're now having the trait of masculine energy. So now we're so masculine because we're constantly running and we don't know how to lean back and enjoy feminine. So with the whole team about sensuality, we have to get your mind right and your heart right. We have to have these two connected.
And so once you get them open to receive, because it seems like they're not receiving,
They're not
right?
receiving.
What is the work that goes into becoming more sensual and sexual beings?
So the first and foremost of the accepted acknowledgement is key. If they're going to have their back against the wall when we're talking to them about being more feminine versus having a rebuttal every time, it's not going to work.
Is that what you're facing?
We're facing that because no, we have to do this. And as a Black woman, we have to work harder. As a Black woman, we have to do. And the men are, you know what I mean? So again, it's coming with aggression and they're back against the wall.
Defensiveness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have to learn how to listen. We're the outside looking in, and we want women to be feminine and learn how to take a compliment. If I say, oh my God, you're beautiful, no but. We need that but, how we want to hear, thank you. That's all it is.
This sounds generational trauma.
It's a drama, yes it is.
So how do you repair that? That's
We have,
years
you
and
know,
years and centuries of.
So we have this thing that we need to break the chain. And basically we have to do the shadow work, we have to go back, we have to acknowledge that, you know what, there's something wrong. And if you don't acknowledge that there's something wrong, the changes won't happen.
So self-love.
Self-love, we have to do the healing, we have to acknowledge it, and basically just go deep within. Because if you think about it, the umbilical cord coming from a woman to the next woman, that's where the generation and that's where it continues. So think about what your mother was going through when she was pregnant.
Wow.
You as a fetus in the stomach is getting all that. We're receiving it. So we're talking about 7 generations back. So if here you are and you're realizing that, you know what, this doesn't feel good. Because if you're going to be uncomfortable, it doesn't feel good, right? So what we have to do, make the conscious decision that, you know what, this doesn't feel right. I don't feel feminine. And with all of that's happening, stats shows that most of the Black women are not even achieving orgasms because they're just so constantly in their head and not learning how to receive and open up to receive.
Are you finding clients who have never achieved orgasms in their lives?
Most of the women that I deal with don't achieve it. I was one of them as well.
Sad.
I didn't achieve mine until I was 44, 45.
44, 45. Are you finding that to be around the average?
Yeah. So this is a thing. So we do not want to leave this earth not feeling satisfied or not feeling like a feminine, not feeling like a woman.
Yeah, we need that magic.
Yeah, we need that Black girl's magic.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Oh, thank you, Donna, doing amazing work. Well, when we come back, we have a wonderful couple joining us on the couch, one of my favorites. They're going to talk about celebrating that first year of marriage and how they got there, so stick around. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about love, and we have one of my favorite couples up in here, B. Sting and KC, Brittany and KC. Y'all have been here on the couch before. We had you on with Dr. Viviana Coles.
Yeah.
Assessing the relationship, but now we've hit the year mark on the marriage. How are we feeling?
We're feeling good.
Yeah?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling lovely.
That's unquestionable. Right?
Black girl
Meek and Rio are judging y'all right now. Like, what is this?
The Black girl magic is hitting.
It's hit.
That's the
Black
magic.
girl magic.
Yeah, if you guys want to zoom in, this glass in front of KC is empty.
He's
been
winning the
drinking
race
that-
right now. He's up on the
I
race
won
right
the
now.
race.
Yeah. So, finding each other, because you guys are in your mid-30s. How was that journey to finding your ideal partner?
Do you want to tell that, or you?
No, you
You
got it.
like the actual journey of how we actually found each other,
Yeah.
or the journey to get to that?
Oh, both, I guess. Feed it to me.
Well, for me, I was in a long relationship, and I had just gotten out of it. It's like 4 years or so. So I was just like tired and wanted to be by myself and enjoy my life. But then he came down my Twitter timeline, and I was like, oh, he's really cute. And I saw that he was like a really good dad, and I was like, dang, I'm gonna just shoot my shot. Shot my shot. Break.
You.
I didn't make it.
Oh.
It wasn't the right time.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't the right time.
It was not.
It wasn't for either one of us, honestly. I wasn't really trying to
Yeah,
date like
because
that.
you had just decided that you were going to live your best
I was
single
enjoying
life.
my freedom. I just wanted to go get tacos and hang out, you know, like it wasn't that deep. I just thought he was cute. But I did see something in him. Like when I actually like saw him come across my timeline, something in my like mind clicked. I knew that he was my husband. But at that moment, I wasn't ready. Okay. Neither one of us were ready.
Neither one of you.
I too was fresh out of a relationship, and I told her, I am not in the space to where I want to, you know, mess with anybody's time or feelings. So when she asked to go to tacos, I politely declined.
Yes, he did.
So Mr. and Mrs. Watkins, how often do you see people not do the mature thing of like saying like, actually this isn't the right time and jump into it when they're not ready?
Super commend that. I don't know how he turned down the tacos, though, but you know what I mean? That would have won, yeah, the tacos would have won me over. But I think it was super mature for them to know where they were and then say, listen, let me not even get caught up in a situation that could damage what could be potentially good. So
Which is
I
where
think
we are
that was
now,
good
right?
you did that.
Exactly.
Absolutely, that's proof of that.
And
Absolutely.
I think that that's something that a lot of other singles can take away, right? That was definitely a green flag. People would look at it like, oh my God, he turned me down. I don't want to mess with him anymore. But no, he was mature. He was intentional. He knew it wasn't the right time. And obviously it worked out because y'all
Absolutely.
ain't out.
I ain't gonna lie. When it first happened, I was like, okay, first of all, look at me.
Come on now.
I mean,
Come on
women
now.
getting rejected, that is
Yeah,
one thing.
and I
Like,
really
we
didn't take
just-
it like that serious, but I ain't gonna lie, it was a little bit of ego check. But in reality, I had a lot of work to do for myself. And I was just talking about this earlier this week about how so many Black women do the work
Yes.
and they feel like they're just waiting for so long,
Yes.
but it just takes consistency and like truly being comfortable by yourself
And you
before
shot
you
that
can bring
shot,
anybody
girl.
up.
You shot that
So
shot,
Brittany, what
girl.
is this work? What work did you do?
Being honest with yourself, honestly, like doing a self-check. For me, it was getting to know myself again after such a long relationship and just realizing what were my flaws, like what are my weaknesses, what scares me, like what do I actually want in a partner.
When she tells the story, everybody be like, oh, you was chasing him, and that was not the case.
I do get
when
that.
we had our first date, we actually went to go get tacos. It was
All right,
randomly.
all
Got
right,
it.
all
You got the
right.
tacos.
And after that first date, like I think it was like 3 weeks later, I asked her to come to New Orleans with me for my friend's a graduation from law school. And then we was just always kicking it, and randomly while I was at her place one time, my friend called me and I was like, hey, I'm with my lady. And she was like, what, you didn't ask me? And then I had to ask her formally, and like it was just after that first date, I knew where I was at, and yeah, she felt like home.
We've literally been
That's
together
awesome.
since the first date. It was 4 o'clock at Pistoleros for happy hour. I didn't wear no makeup, no nothing, because I didn't have no plans of like actually dating. It wasn't really a date, honestly.
Yeah.
We were just
At
going
all.
to happy hour. I was gonna go home and watch my murder mysteries and stuff like that, full clothes.
But all of a sudden,
But
you were married.
we've never separated.
There you go. There you go.
But we've been together ever since, literally ever since.
How often does this happen?
Like this?
Yes.
Not very often.
Oh, so this is
oftentimes you see the reverse, and then you hear, "Oh my God," because it won't work out if you rush into it and it's not the right time. It's not going to work out. And then people beat themselves up and say, "There's no good men out here. There's no great women out here." Well, you are a great woman, and there are great men. It just wasn't the right time for you to come together.
Yeah, and you said something right there that was key. Like, being exclusively dating is a mutual agreement. And we see a lot of singles who are like, they get their heart broken because they feel like they're exclusively dating, but you haven't even had a conversation about it. So I'm glad she slowed it down and said, we haven't talked
I mean,
about
I
it. Slow down,
claimed
bro.
him
Slow
from
down,
day
bro.
one, but I still want him
You
to
know what I
act
mean?
like,
I
like,
thought-
don't be, don't be calling me in the
some
streets.
respect.
Hey, shout out to my brother though. My brother, he played it the right way, man.
Oh,
I'm
hey.
kudos to that, my brother.
Will you go with me?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Would you say yes? Of course. We already
love
go
that.
together. So how long from when you shot your shot on Twitter to when you guys went on this unofficial date to Pistoleros?
That was, I want to say like June or July.
About
June or July, and then April 4th.
yeah.
So whatever that is, like 8 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like 8 months. We kept in touch on social media and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it was never like anything deep whatsoever.
And so this is another thing. When I guess when she shot her shot and she felt like it got blocked or whatnot, like I was still commenting on her stuff, and so she was
Oh, you're
like, she
cute.
wore Jordan 1s. I love Jordan 1s. She had some Jordan 1s on, and then like I commented, I think I did the hard eyes or something. She was like,
me no
"Why
hard
you give me
eyes?"
your hard eyes and stuff, and you can't go on a date, and all that stuff." So yeah.
But yeah.
Y'all been teasing each other for a while.
Long time.
For a while. That's
So
good.
it's been a year. How do they maintain this? How do they keep this going long term?
So, you know, we talked about before vision, plan, and action. Every stage in a relationship needs to have that. So now moving to marriage is different than when we were dating. Now we have plans and we need to set plans together and move strategically toward that thing. And they're not always monetary, it's not always that. But we gotta get really clear on what we want as a partnership. And I would also say, whenever you're having disagreements, because they happen, you gotta make sure that you're fighting the problem, not each other.
And I would just add to that, when that happens, the quickest way to get out of I'm angry or I don't really like you right now is go back to why did we come here in the first place?
Right.
What was that thing? What was that one moment? What was that thing you said? Was it the tacos? Whatever it was, that will bring you out of any funk, out of any I don't like you argument, right back to here.
Absolutely.
That's
Right
why I
back
keep
to
it
here.
going.
Well,
Absolutely.
cheers to y'all, and I
Cheers.
hope a very long marriage for y'all. And hey, love con's coming up. And cheers to you guys. I hope you enjoyed this conversation about love. And hey, if you're looking for it, you've got the tips in hand. We'll see you guys next time.